Rice is the lifeblood of global cuisine, providing sustenance to billions. However, as we navigate the grocery aisles in 2026, the purity of this staple is being called into question. From the silent accumulation of heavy metals like arsenic to massive physical contamination recalls involving glass and stones, the standard bag of rice is no longer a guaranteed safe bet. The challenge lies in the way rice grows. Rice plants act like sponges, absorbing minerals and toxins from the soil and irrigation water more efficiently than almost any other cereal crop. This makes sourcing, testing, and processing the most critical factors in determining whether your rice is a nutrient-dense superfood or a source of long-term health risks. Please like the channel and subscribe for more amazing updates. 8 rice brands to avoid immediately. 1. Trader Joe's, the 2026 glass recall. Trader Joe's has long been a favorite for convenient meals, but in early 2026, it became the epicenter of a massive safety crisis. Their chicken fried rice was part of a staggering 37 million pound recall after multiple consumers reported finding glass fragments in the product. The contamination was traced back to a specific vegetable supplier, carrots, used in the mix. While the brand is known for value, this recurring issue with physical contaminants in their frozen line suggests a significant breakdown in their third-party quality control. 2. Ben's Original, the 2025/2026 Stone Alert. Formerly known as Uncle Ben's, this brand faced a major voluntary recall in late 2025 and throughout 2026 for their ready rice pouches. Select batches of long-grain white and whole-grain brown rice were found to contain small, naturally occurring stones from the farm. While stones are natural, they pose a severe risk of dental injury and digestive tract damage. If you have best by dates ranging into late 2026, check your batch codes immediately to ensure your quick meal isn't a hazard. 3. Great Value, Walmart, the arsenic overload. Walmart's Great Value brown rice is a budget staple, but independent lab testing in late 2025 and 2026 found arsenic levels reaching 210 ppb, parts per billion. This is double the safety limit established for infant rice cereal. Because Walmart sources its value line from high-volume commodity pools, often from the southeastern United States where soil arsenic levels are naturally higher due to historical pesticide use, the consistency and safety of this rice are highly questionable. 4. Nishiki Premium Brown Rice, the Heavy Metal Paradox. Despite the premium label, Nishiki's brown rice has been flagged in recent heavy metal audits. 2025 Healthy Babies Bright Future Study, for containing 217 ppb of arsenic. Many consumers buy Nishiki for its superior texture in sushi and Japanese cuisine, but the premium branding does not always translate to premium safety. Brown rice, in particular, retains the outer bran layer where arsenic and cadmium are most concentrated, making this specific variety a high-risk choice for daily consumption. 5. 365 Whole Foods Market, the organic misnomer. Amazon's house brand, 365 Whole Foods, was named in federal lawsuits, Wright versus Amazon, 2025, after tests revealed elevated heavy metal levels. Specifically, their arborio white rice and long-grain brown rice showed arsenic levels exceeding 195 ppb. This serves as a critical reminder. Organic does not mean arsenic-free. Arsenic is an element in the soil. A plant can be grown organically and still absorb dangerous amounts of heavy metals if the soil itself is contaminated. 6. Kroger Basmati and Long Grain, the Cadmium Crisis. Kroger's store-brand rice was swept up in the 2026 Foreign Matter recall alongside Trader Joe's, but it also faces a chemical hurdle. 2026 lab data showed their basmati rice contained 108 ppb of cadmium, a toxic metal that can accumulate in the kidneys. Like other big-box brands, Kroger relies on massive, blended supply chains that prioritize low cost over rigorous, lot-by-lot contaminant screening. 7. Kirkland Signature, Costco's Insect Recall. In early 2026, Costco's Kirkland Signature Traditional Basmati Rice, 5 kilograms bags, faced a Class 3 recall across Canada and parts of the U.S. due to the presence of insects. While not as immediately dangerous as glass or arsenic, recurring issues with extraneous material in large bulk bags suggest that their long-term storage and warehouse protocols may be failing to prevent infestations, compromising the quality of the product. 8. Mahatma Whole Grain Brown, the toxic multiplier. Mahatma is one of the most widely distributed brands in the U.S., yet its parent company has faced legal action in 2025 and 2026 regarding heavy metal transparency. Their whole grain brown rice was tested at 203 ppb of arsenic, significantly higher than many international safety standards. For a brand that is a mainstay in family pantries, the lack of proactive testing for lead and arsenic makes it a brand to avoid for those concerned about long-term toxic load. 2 rice brands that are real and safe. When you want rice that is as pure as possible, you need to look for brands that prioritize regenerative organic farming and conduct third-party testing for every single batch. 1. Lundberg Family Farms. Lundberg is the undisputed leader in rice safety for 2026. Based in California, where soil arsenic levels are naturally lower than in the Southeast, they have a 90-year legacy of sustainable farming. The transparency. They publish their anti-impact reports, showing an 11-year average of just 90 ppb of arsenic, well below most global standards. The process. They utilize regenerative organic practices that focus on soil health, and they test for over 300 different pesticides and heavy metals to ensure their real status. 2. Lotus Foods. Lotus Foods specializes in heirloom and exotic rice varieties, such as forbidden rice and Bhutanese red rice. The innovation. They pioneered this system of rice intensification, SRI, which uses less water. Because arsenic is more mobile in flooded, anaerobic soil, Lotus Foods' drier growing methods naturally result in lower arsenic absorption. The quality. Their rice is consistently rated among the safest in the world for heavy metal content, making them a top choice for health-conscious families. 2026 Safety Hack. The Arsenic Reduction Cooking Method. If you find yourself with a bag of conventional rice, you can reduce the inorganic arsenic content by up to 80% using the parboiling method. 1. Flush. Rinse the rice until the water runs clear. 2. Boil. Add 4 parts water to 1 part rice. Boil for 5 minutes. 3. Drain. Pour out the water. This removes the majority of the surface arsenic. 4. Simmer. Add fresh water and finish cooking the rice as usual. By choosing transparent brands and using safer cooking techniques, you can enjoy the nutritional benefits of rice without the industrial baggage. Rice Health and Safety Guide. Arsenic, heavy metals, and recalls. This video provides a deep dive into the recent independent lab data and lawsuits regarding rice brands, offering a clear visual breakdown of which brands tested highest for toxins and which are considered the safest choices for your family. The 2026 shift, digital traceability, and the future of rice purity. As we move through the spring of 2026, the global rice market is undergoing a radical transformation driven by the Great Recall and a new era of consumer-led testing. The incidents of 2025 and early 2026 have effectively ended the age of mystery rice, where a beautiful bag could hide a cocktail of industrial toxins. Today, the most significant trend is the rise of digital product passports, DPPs. High-integrity brands are now integrating blockchain-verified QR codes on every bag, allowing you to trace your rice from the specific coordinates of the California or Himalayan field where it grew, directly through the milling facility to the final safety audit. The rise of at-home heavy metal screening. One of the most disruptive changes in 2026 is the accessibility of handheld XRF, X-ray fluorescence, scanners. Once reserved for industrial labs, compact, consumer-grade versions of these devices are now being used by dedicated biohackers and health-conscious families to screen for arsenic and lead in their own kitchens. This citizen science movement has forced major retailers like Kroger and Walmart to face public pressure, as shoppers share real-time test results on social media. This decentralized oversight is proving more effective than periodic government inspections, creating an immediate reputation tax for brands that fail to maintain low contaminant levels. Breeding the arsenic-proof grain. On the agricultural front, 2026 marks the first year that CRISPR-edited, low-arsenic rice varieties have moved into large-scale field trials in India and Southeast Asia. Researchers have successfully identified and silenced the specific transporters in the rice root that allow the plant to absorb inorganic arsenic from contaminated groundwater. While these varieties are still working through regulatory approvals for mass-market distribution, they represent a permanent biological solution to a problem that has plagued the industry for decades. For now, the safest alternative remains rice grown using alternate wetting and drying (AWD) techniques, which significantly reduces the time the roots spend in the anaerobic conditions that mobilize arsenic. The plastic-free movement and grain integrity. Safety in 2026 also extends to the bag itself. Following the EU's 2026 strictures on microplastics and food contact materials, there is a massive shift away from woven plastic sacks toward multi-wall recycled paper and hemp-based packaging. This isn't just an environmental win. It prevents the leaching of microplastic fibers into the rice during high-heat warehouse storage. When you choose a brand in 2026, the material of the bag is now as much a safety indicator as the label itself. The 2026 verdict: a proactive pantry. Ultimately, the safety of your rice depends on a proactive approach. The standard bag is no longer enough. You must look for the markers of the 2026 Renaissance: third-party heavy metal certification, non-plastic packaging, and clear geographic traceability. By supporting brands that invest in these standards, you are not just buying a meal. You are voting for a food system that values biological safety over industrial speed. In addition to individual efforts, the rice industry in 2026 is undergoing a massive digital overhaul with the implementation of AI-powered optical sorting systems that can detect and remove contaminated or defective grains within milliseconds. New global trade requirements now demand one step back, one step forward, digital tracking for all shipments, effectively preventing the blending of high-risk and safe batches that previously plagued the supply chain.